The habits we build in our lives are what ultimately determine whether we will reach our goals. If you're relying solely on your great intelligence while neglecting the importance of good habits, understand that this may lead to continued failure despite your immense potential. For intelligence to fulfill its true potential, it must work hand in hand with good habits. As the saying goes, habits make us, and if we don't control them, they will control us. If you want to achieve success, you need to start by identifying and cultivating your daily habits. Stop procrastinating and begin developing disciplined habits that align with your goals. Intelligence alone can't take you where you want to go, but when you combine it with good habits, you create an unstoppable force. You might be a person with a brilliant mind, capable of solving the most complex problems in record time. But when it comes to relationships and working within a team, you may find yourself at a standstill. So what happens then? Is intelligence all you need to succeed? The answer is no. In the reality of life, social skills and the ability to adapt to others are just as important as intellectual prowess. Even the smartest individuals can fail if they aren't able to build healthy relationships or interact positively with others. Let's take the story of Youssef, a young engineer with an exceptionally high IQ. He was known for his ability to come up with innovative solutions to technical problems, and his ideas were always admired by those around him. But Youssef had one major issue: he lacked social skills. He struggled to work within a team and always believed that he was the smartest person in the room, which led him to prefer working alone. This mindset hindered his ability to interact constructively with his colleagues, affecting his professional relationships and causing him to miss out on key opportunities. In the end, despite offering great ideas, Youssef's inability to collaborate with others led to his professional stagnation. In contrast, let's look at Mahmoud, a colleague of Youssef's in the same field. Mahmoud wasn't as intellectually gifted as Youssef, but he possessed strong social skills. He knew how to communicate with his peers, value others' opinions, and work within a team in a creative and effective manner. Although Mahmoud's ideas weren't always as groundbreaking as Youssef's, his ability to collaborate and adapt allowed him to consistently achieve good results. It seems that the ability to interact with others and work as part of a team is sometimes even more important than raw intellectual knowledge. There's a saying, social intelligence is the key to success in life. We cannot live in a world that relies on collaboration and teamwork unless we have the flexibility to engage with others. You may have brilliant ideas, but if you can't communicate them or get others on board, they will remain stuck in your mind. You must understand that intelligence is not limited to solving complex problems. Social intelligence, which includes communication skills, active listening, and understanding the feelings of others, is essential for success. Let's face it, the world doesn't just value those with the best ideas, but those who can ensure these ideas are executed effectively through teamwork and collaboration with others. In the end, remember that intelligence alone cannot compensate for a lack of social skills and flexibility. If you want to succeed in both your personal and professional life, you must learn how to communicate better, work with others, and be adaptable in different situations. Without these skills, you might find yourself stuck, no matter how intelligent you are. Have you ever wondered why some of the smartest people fail despite their immense potential? It seems strange, doesn't it? We live in a world that values intelligence, but the shocking truth is that intelligence alone isn't enough to achieve success. There are other factors that determine whether a person will reach the top or not. Success isn't reserved only for those with the highest IQs or the sharpest minds. It's the result of a mix of habits, the ability to work well with others, and the flexibility to adapt to challenges. Intelligence is a powerful tool, but it doesn't work in a vacuum. If you don't know how to manage your time, handle pressure, or build successful relationships, Even the brightest minds might end up in a dark place, far from the success they've always dreamed of. In this video, we'll explore together why intelligence alone can't guarantee success, and we'll uncover the elements that complement intelligence and turn it into tangible results. If you think intelligence is all you need to achieve your goals, get ready to discover the truth you've been missing. In a world full of opportunities and challenges, it's easy to assume that intelligence is the key factor in achieving success. Being intelligent means you have the ability to think quickly, analyze situations, and make smart decisions, which might seem like you've got the key to success. However, the truth is that intelligence alone isn't enough. It can actually become a heavy burden if not accompanied by strong daily habits. Let's consider the story of Ahmed, a young man at the peak of his early career, always topping his class in school, consistently getting the highest grades. Everyone believed that Ahmed was destined for greatness. However, over time, Ahmed found it difficult to turn his intelligence into real achievements. Why? Because Ahmed was unable to build strong daily habits that would help him achieve his goals. At first, he didn't care about time management. He was always postponing the work of today for tomorrow. He had a natural talent for studying, but he wasn't disciplined with deadlines or organizing his time. While his intelligence led him to high grades, his procrastination and laziness held him back from true success. You might say, but Ahmed is smart. Why isn't he successful? The answer lies in the fact that intelligence cannot overcome bad habits. Whether it's procrastination, impulsive decisions, or succumbing to daily distractions, all these negative habits hinder even the smartest minds. Our habits ultimately define our success, because success doesn't come from deep thinking alone. It comes from continuous, consistent action. Let's look at another example. Sarah, who worked in marketing, and everyone praised her ability to find creative solutions to problems. But Sarah had one major issue. She couldn't stick to any plan. She would wake up late, miss meetings, and continually put off tasks. Despite her intelligence, she wasn't able to achieve the big success she aspired to. On the other hand, another person in the same field, Mariam, wasn't as intelligent but had a completely different approach. Mariam woke up early, planned her day meticulously, and focused on getting tasks done on time. While Mariam didn't have the creative ideas that Sarah had, her consistent and routine-driven approach led her to success. In the end, you could say that habits have a far greater impact than any raw mental abilities. Let's take the example of Motivational, a young entrepreneur who started an innovative project in the tech industry. He had a brilliant mind and unconventional ideas, and he was convinced that his project would succeed because of his high intelligence. But after months of hard work, the project faced many challenges: production delays, issues with suppliers, and financial crises. Eventually, the project failed. Some advised him to shut it down and look for a new idea, but Motasim didn't collapse. Despite his high intelligence, what helped him face failure was his patience and his willingness to learn from his mistakes. Motasim took the failure as an opportunity to evolve. He started studying his mistakes and analyzing the situation logically. Instead of blaming the circumstances or others, he decided to improve his plan and focus on finding new solutions. In the end, he relaunched his project differently, and thanks to his flexibility and perseverance, he achieved great success the second time around. It wasn't his intelligence that made him succeed, but his resilience in dealing with failure and his willingness to adapt to challenges. But what happens when a person lacks this ability to cope with failure? Let's look at the story of Adel, who considered himself one of the smartest students in his university. He always received high grades in his exams and could think quickly when solving problems. However, when he applied for his first job after graduation, he faced many difficulties. He was given tasks beyond his capacity, and was under constant pressure. After failing to complete one task, he felt extreme frustration. He was mentally unprepared to deal with failure, and this led to a collapse in his self-confidence. He couldn't get past that tough period, and in the end, he left the job due to feelings of defeat and frustration. The difference between Motivational and Adele is that Motivational was able to turn his failure into a valuable lesson, while Adele couldn't adapt to failure, and this negatively affected his career. Failure is not the end, it's an opportunity to reassess oneself, learn from mistakes, and grow through them. Successful people do not see failure as an obstacle, but as part of their journey toward success.